Welcome, Seahawk fans. I'm Tom Reardon. I'm joined by redshirt sophomore Lansdon Robbins of USW men's golf team. This past weekend, he won the Myrtle Beach College Week Collegiate down in Myrtle Beach. First college win. Great job this weekend. First of all, let's talk a little bit about maybe some of the precautions that the organizers had at the tournament for the golfers and whatever kind of spectators were allowed on the course.
Yeah, so they only allowed limited spectators. You're only allowed to have two people per player, really, for spectators, just to limit the the amount of people out there, obviously. And then just everything else was pretty basic for golf courses now during these times. The pin stayed in. There's foam down in the bottom of the hole. So people weren't touching the pins. No rakes weren't touching the rakes. No scoreboards, areas like that where people would congregate, get close to each other. Driving range was spread out nicely, so you never had to get too close to anybody.
Oh, very good. Now, you were either leading or tied for the lead after the first and second rounds. What was your mindset going into that final 18 holes?
I was just gonna try to stay positive, go out there, make birdies, see what happens. I have a good history leading tournaments going into the last day. It had been a while, considering my injury and everything. It had been a while since I'd been in that position. So I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous, but I definitely executed my plan and came out firing and didn't take my foot off the gas.
Oh, very good. Now, you were tied after 10 holes in the final round. You proceeded to knock down 4 birdies. Just talk about how you felt during that span right there that ultimately won you the tournament.
I got a little unconscious, to be honest with you. I feel like no matter what I did, the ball went to 3 feet. I had 4 iron shots in a row, or 3 out of 4 holes in a row where I just hit an iron shot to 3-4 feet. And then I had a par 5 mixed in there where I just got up and down for birdies. So they were pretty low stress birdies. It didn't take a long putt or anything. So just got hot.
So you were able to trust what you've been practicing all along.
Yeah, for sure.
Very good. Very
good.
And we talked a little bit about this earlier before we got on. Just talk about you're there knocking down these birdies, and your opponent, who's a very, very strong golfer, as you said, he kept the pressure on you. Just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, for sure. He would not go away. I kept making birdies, and he would answer right back with birdies, making putts from everywhere. He was a great player. It took everything I had to fend him off. I was happy I could come out on top.
Very good. Now, you spoke earlier that you had an injury as a freshman. You played in the season opener as a freshman, and then you were not able to get back on the course the rest of the year. Come back as in what is your redshirt freshman, 7 events and a pair of top 20 finishes. Just talk about the process of overcoming that injury, getting back onto the course.
Yeah, it was a long process. Wasn't fun. I had a stress fracture in my back, so no treatment really for about 6 months. I just kind of had to sit around and do nothing, which was pretty brutal. Very boring. But once the rehab started, it gave me a little hope. I was happy to get back, get doing stuff, and finally got to start playing golf at the end of last summer, and was fortunate enough to get my game back quick enough to sneak into the lineup for the team this season. And I don't feel like I played my best, but I couldn't have had my expectations too high after really not playing for a whole year and getting thrown right back in the tournament golf like that. So it was a tough recovery, but I'm finally starting to feel like my game is back where it once was before the injury, and finally got the result to show it now.
That's great. Now, you were just telling me that you also had a quick round, qualifying round the day after.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that and how it felt to play 4 straight days.
Oh, it was, especially coming off a win. I really would have rather done anything but play competitive golf that next day. But I just tried to stay focused, went out there, didn't play my best, but I got the job done, qualified for what I needed to qualify for, and just given me another tournament to play in this summer where that's not as easy as normal.
Right. So you got some class you're taking now. What is your next step? What is your next tournament?
So I've got the Carolinas Amateur, which is actually up at Cape Fear Country Club in Wilmington. Starts July 9th, I believe. So a couple weeks of prep for that. We'll be ready to go. Hopefully give another good run at it.
Well, that'd be great. Well, Lansdon, thank you for taking time out today to join us and just talk about your great win. Congratulations
No,
on first of all, getting past that injury and getting back on the course. And secondly, on winning a very competitive tournament down in Myrtle Beach.
yep. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right. Take care.
Thanks. You too.